this energy of, I want to give you my heart. Please be gentle. It feels like you fascinate this person like no one has in a very long time. This is somebody who is being very strategic as far as how they approach you, what they say next, because they want those words to function as a key that opens the door of greater potential between the two of you. This is not somebody who wants to take their time and dilly-dally and think about things. It feels like they've already done enough of that in the silence, in the distance, in the ways in which they've given just a little to let you know about their curiosity towards you, their interest in you, which has definitely been piqued at this particular point in time, to cross that threshold into a different sort of experience with one another, where it's like, I'm stepping forward and there's no turning back from here. There's a sense that you radiate a very nurturing, healing, warm, and inviting presence for this person that has caused them to self-reflect and to understand they must approach you without an ounce of fear in their heart, or something within your energy is going to naturally repel them. Things that are not necessarily red flags that you would present. Maybe this has already been the case. Things that are like ideal qualities and you showcase this. And instead of that being kind of like a pleasant response from this person, it brought them face to face with fears or insecurities that they've held within, that they've been wrestling with. They've been trying to chisel away at these things, chip away at things, to rush forward towards you with an openness of heart while there is still time, while you are still single, while you are still available, while a window of opportunity still is open as they perceive it, or can be easily open between the two of you, to advance forward towards more emotional contact with one another, more deep and meaningful experiences, or to kind of just get something that might have been a false start or something that's been kind of like hanging in limbo. It's been filled with uncertainty for a while or a period of time, to really get that off the ground. This is somebody that recognizes that you are somebody that you lead with the heart. You come from a place of open-heartedness, and without even needing to state that, your energy speaks volumes and says nothing less will be allowed in my life at this point in time. Your standards are very high, but you are somebody who is very down to earth, very accessible, very easy to talk to, very easy to relate to on an energetic level. Like, this person feels very comfortable and safe in your presence in the midst of interactions that they've had with you in real time. It's felt good. And then they've walked away from those experiences, and that's where the fears have kind of come in. It feels like this person has thought about this long and hard. Why do I have all this desire for this person and yet I'm hesitating? And it feels like they are nearing this place of certainty of like, I just need to take a step forward. This fear is only holding me back, and I'm only going to regret it if I don't follow up on that fascination. If I don't say something, if I don't do something, then you're going to move on. You're going to become someone else's blessing, or the opportunity between the two of you is going to dissolve, and then it may be impossible or even more difficult, to reach you or to create some sort of forward progress. But this person also knows that the nature of kind of like the fears that may have surfaced, the sense of they are very fascinated, and yet at the same point in time, you represent kind of this unexplored territory. They've never encountered anyone like you. They've never met anyone like you. That is something that will always be a burning question of what if within them if they don't take that step forward. We also have, you'll never have anything to fear with me. I will keep you safe and secure. So this person wants to provide you with reassurances that if this is like a false start situation, if they are preparing to kind of reach out again or take a step forward, that this time will certainly be different than your last experience with them. This is somebody that recognizes you have, again, like very high standards. You love yourself enough to not entertain wishy-washy energy or anything which brings like uncertainty. You've given this person like a place of kind of patience, and it feels like time is running out with that. And so they know that it's like the next move they make towards you, the next thing that they say, the next thing that they express, the next way in which they open up and communicate with you, this needs to bring a level of almost kind of seriousness to it, but also, something that even their vibe, their energy is going to speak volumes, in addition to kind of not just words that they say, but action steps that they plan out, kind of like an invitation that's given and followed through on, showing up in your presence and being very consistent and very thorough, that this needs to be something which happens consistently, or they're going to miss out on this opportunity with you. So this is somebody that wants to provide you with that, and they know that it is necessary to provide you with that peace of mind, that reassurance. If you are willing to hear me out, to give me the opportunity to still, entertain me as a possibility for romantic potential, romantic partnership with you, then I can make more effort. I can bring more to the table than has been the case up to this point in time. This is somebody that knows they need to come in a very self-assured energy within. They can't bring all of that fear and all of that baggage into this situation, because your narrative arc for your life in general, or just like romantically, like the energy, the vibe that you're putting off, you're headed in an upward direction. You're not lingering in stale or stuck situations. You're not kind of lowering yourself to sort of reach down and meet other people at a density that is not true to kind of like who you are and what you're embodying at this point in time. So this person has been like looking at the situation from all angles, and they understand that there's a certain degree of clarity and consistency that needs to be provided, or they're going to miss out on this opportunity with you. We also have, I am amazed at your beauty. I could look at you all day long. So yeah, the sense of like your physical beauty, your mind is very beautiful, your energy is very beautiful, how you treat people, how you speak is very beautiful, how you carry yourself is very beautiful, your values, your goals, even the things that you will not tolerate, all of that is so beautiful. There is nothing that this person sees when they look at you that they would define as like a flaw or a deal breaker. And they may have kind of given you the opposite impression. You may have had like a strong potential, a strong connection with them, and then they ghosted, they dropped off the radar, or they pulled back, they kind of switched up on you in some way. And other than kind of saying, all right, well, their loss, I know what I bring to the table, I know who I am, they understand that there may have also been a corresponding period of time where you looked at yourself and like, did I say something? Did I do something? Is there something about me which is kind of like not meeting this person's expectation, which is not pleasing? They recognize that in some sort of way. And so they understand that there's like some, again, like reassurance, consistency, a different approach that they need to take with you in order to kind of be sort of like a living amends, rather than sort of saying they're sorry, although for some of you they may need to apologize, for disconnecting, ghosting, kind of distancing themselves. They may have some explaining to do. But for others of you, this is almost just kind of somebody that, really feels like, hey, that's switch up into sort of a better version of myself, how I'm stepping forth, what I'm presenting. That needs to be a living amends. I don't need to just kind of fill the space between the two of us with excuses and backpedaling and explaining myself. Although that might be nice or necessary, they also understand that it's kind of like, in order to be somebody that is not just a footnote in your story, or somebody that you used to know, somebody that there might have been a possibility with, or there was a little something, or some weird situationship, whatever the case is between the two of you, or was the case between the two of you, this is somebody that knows, in order to be relevant in your life moving forward, in order to kind of align with that narrative arc that you are on, this is going to require this person to sort of transcend this energy of being very like mesmerized or fixated, fascinated by you. They can't bring those fears to the table and expect to kind of like hold space in your life at that higher vibrational kind of like potential or actuality that you're radiating at this point in time. We also have, I have a lump in my throat whenever we are together. It frustrates me. I can't say what's on my mind. Yeah, so fear has definitely been holding this person back. Fear of rejection. For some, like fear of getting exactly what they want. You could be like that perfect package, things they didn't even know that they were like seeking in a partnership, they never experienced in a person before, that are deeply fulfilling, maybe outside of the box of what they thought their type was. You could be somebody that's very different from the types of people they normally approach, normally like magnetize in, or people who approach them, if you're the one that made the first move to this person. And it's like you blew them away with the ways in which kind of your surface level presentation, there are so many deeper layers to you which are beyond this person's imagining of like, I didn't think that I could attract someone like this in. I didn't think someone like this was real. I didn't think someone like this existed. I didn't think someone like this would give me the time of day. What do I do in this situation? It's like they've caught you. They've caught your attention and they're like, "Oh my gosh, what do I do now?" And that hesitation, it feels like, has created this gulf between the two of you, this distance between the two of you, that they know it is their obligation to sort of clear the air. It's their responsibility to kind of bring a different experience to you. Otherwise, you're the type of person, you're just going to carry on with your life as much as you might have had hope for this, or you wanted this, there was chemistry and there's potential. They see you as somebody that you've got enough self-respect and dignity to not wait around too long for someone to figure things out. They know that time is of the essence. A conversation is necessary. They have to say something, or else you're just going to be somebody that kind of like vanishes into the future, into your own beautiful future, and they're going to be left living their life and kind of always sort of hanging on to that moment of, I called in a very beautiful experience, a very beautiful person to my reality, and then I fumbled the situation. We also have, I have an insatiable desire for you. I crave you. I want to seduce you and caress your body all over. Yeah, so this person's definitely having like spicy thoughts, fantasies about you. They imagine what it would be like to have intimate time, alone time with you. They have even thought what it would be like to be in a long-term partnership with you. But where things stand right now, it's like, before we can get to any of that, I need to clear up this kind of misunderstanding, or this kind of wedge that I've put between the two of us, through the fact that I'm like so fascinated, I'm so drawn to you, like a moth to a flame. But this is somebody that could only kind of hover on the outskirts of that experience. When it mattered the most, it's kind of like they didn't continue forth with determination. They weren't proactive. They allowed their fears to get the better of them. But this is not somebody who has like, forgotten about you. This isn't out of sight, out of mind. This is not somebody that at this point in time is comfortable with the sense of kind of like, they know they need to give you clarity. You need answers. You need an understanding. Are they coming? Are they going? Are they serious? Or is this something where you're just kind of like energetically feeling them as you continue to move forward in your life until the next opportunity for love comes in? This is somebody that doesn't like the idea of you becoming someone else's blessing. Because of their inaction, but they also know that in order to put themselves in a position where eventually you can explore these spicier thoughts and fantasies, at this point in time, it's like they need to bring some clarity. They need to bring, a direct kind of conversation, an explanation, or, even just effort to kind of like show up for you in a grounded, realistic, and material way that would pique your interest, that would, entice you to kind of like give them a second chance, give them another opportunity, or would convince you that even though kind of like fears surfaced, they got in the way of the situation for a period of time, that this is someone who's not just like, I'm working on those things, but they've pushed their way through them in order to access this kind of like window of opportunity between the two of you, which they see as open, but they recognize will not be open infinitely. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. Like or comment to claim these energies. Subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more content that I put out here. Don't forget to hit the bell button to get notifications every time I post a new video. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link for that below. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.